code on here as well. See what happens. All right, I think we are good. Yeah, all right, we're good to go, I believe. Can you just speak for me real quick?
This week,
Yeah, that's good. Just making sure it's picking up on the mic. So how have you been since we last spoke?
I've been doing good. Just staying busy. How about you?
I've been good. My day job's been kicking my butt. Like, I usually don't work, you know how most people work 9 to 5? So with my job, I do shift work, so I'm working 8 to 4. And I haven't worked 8 to 4 for like more than 5 days in a very long time. So it's like more exhausting than it should have been. So now that's over finally, thankfully. And yeah.
That's a lot of hours.
All right, so can you state your name, where you're from, and the name of your business?
What was the last part?
Sorry, your
Time.
name, your age, and, sorry, not your age, your name, where you're from, and the name of your business.
Okay. My name is Chyna Monet, also go by Miss Aphrodite, and I'm 27 from the US. And the name of my business is Dear Miss Aphrodite.
All right, and where did dear Miss Aphrodite start? Like, what made you start this?
I started in high school as Miss Aphrodite because during 12th grade we learned about the Greek goddess and she stood out to me the most as the most outspoken, unapologetic female. And I'm like, I want to be like that. I already knew it was in me, but I needed like another character or name to get me there.
Mhm.
And I ended up writing blogs about different topics until I found my audience and realized how more women are trying to find themselves against what society told them about. And it inspired me to like focus on women of color and like how we can be project without having to be saying sorry for not being what you expected a Black female to be, which can be many things.
Okay. Um, what made you decide to create your own business? What made you decide to create Dear Miss Aphrodite into a legit brand and business?
As I grew my audience and knew like how much power it is that more women come speak their truth and like tell their whole truth. And I feel like it was more important to like to make it to expand it so that I knew like my friends who are female were like being empowered by my words. I like I can do that with more women that I don't know. And I feel like if I can make it a business, more people would get recognized. The seriousness of like my public speaking and the things that come with it.
That's great. How long have you had this business going for?
After a blog and I decided to like expand it on social media, I turned it into the business like 2 years ago, like before I graduated college.
Okay, so about 2 years you've been doing it. And when would you say you've seen the most growth within your business, like in the past 2 years or so?
I would say within a year, as I like learned more about SEO, and learn how to like expand my business and get the name out there, it started growing and people started asking me like questions that I didn't know and they found it helpful. And it was telling me about how my blogs were like helping them. So when I put on YouTube, more people came back and like, I'm getting something from your YouTube videos. And I'm like, okay, well, it's growing. My followers growing, and more people are getting more impacted. And most people I didn't know personally saying the same things besides my friends.
Okay. What has been the biggest setback you've experienced so far?
I guess finding like keeping my circle strong. Like you start off with your friends who like we all in the same boat, but as you expand and like head to a higher position with the business where else other people are still in the beginning or in the middle, it's like you can't relate and you can't support everyone because everyone's creative and it's like it's too many of us being creative and we all can't sit down and look at each other work because we also working on our own projects.
Okay, all right. Gonna skip over those questions. Trying to remember all the other questions that I asked you the last time, because I actually kind of deleted them. Now I know I should keep them for future reference. But you've written a book, correct? A children's book, right?
I'm working on one.
Working on
Um,
one. All right, can you talk about that?
yes, it's gonna be a children's book about like natural hair and like just embracing natural that natural hair as what was coming out of your scalp. Like we have many people of color with different type of hair, and you never find one person say they like their hair texture. It doesn't matter if it's sticky, curly, or it's like wavy or straight. Everybody want the opposite of what they have in their scalp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
right
all
in
about
that.
society.
Yeah. I can totally relate to that. And what do you do in your personal life? You said you graduated from university. What did you study and what is your profession now?
Um, yes, I graduated from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, in 2019, with a bachelor's degree in psychology and English, and a concentration in developmental psychology. I was a preschool teacher while I was in college, and then a lead teacher, assistant director, and then I went overseas to Spain to be a English teacher assistant.
Okay. So what do you see yourself doing within the next 5 years?
Well, the one book will be out, and another one, a memoir, will be coming behind once I get all the legal work out, and hopefully, like by the time like COVID is done, I can actually like do group meetings with actual people.
Mm-hmm. That would be nice. Um, you said writing a memoir as well. Are you looking to what's the word? Release your writings independent or going through like a proper publishing company?
Self-publishing to get
So,
more direction where I wanted to go, and
right.
learning more about marketing, and it's improving with like just my followers online. Then
Mhm.
I just pass the information with the marketing business where I actually have products to sell.
Okay. Yeah. I have a friend, he does a lot of poetry. He was saying how he wants to write a poetry book. And then he's like, oh, well, I can't use the stuff that I've already published. I'm just like, but why not? It's all, it's everything that you have written and no one could take that from you, And he's like, oh, well, if you go to a publishing company, it's technically already been released, so to say, so you can't use it again. Then I was telling him, you know what? Forget a publishing company, do it yourself, because at the end of the day, if you do it yourself, you can own everything as well as you can control what you're putting out and how you put it out. Um, so I think self-publishing is definitely something that needs to be looked at more, especially in our community. Because I feel like in a lot of, I can't say I read a lot of books, I'm trying to read more, but from what I've experienced, it's like a lot of, what's the word? Black authors, they get told, oh no, you have to change something, so it looks better to someone else, even though they're not really appealing to those types of people, they're appealing to people like us. And I feel like we need to start owning everything. Even if there is a black publishing company, then go to them versus someone that's really well known, so to say. So at the end of the day, you want to be able to control what you're putting out. and have your own freedom with your own words. Yeah, that's my standpoint on it. I feel like that's with any in any area really, not just even in publishing. Um, yeah, do you have anything else to say on that?
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with your friend. Like I feel like it can be published. They said it's some companies that will publish the work. They just don't want to be published by with somebody else.
Right,
Like if you publish, you publish it yourself. It's just like you already working with them, so it's not like another company that can sue them.
right, yeah,
I decided to self-publishing because like I know the exact words I want to like say. I'm gonna get an editor, which most people when they self-publish they don't do an editing. I'll get an editor to like go over my words. Like we can talk about like how to make it clear. Whereas a publishing company is going, I had to like talk to them how I want my words is. But at the end of the day, if it's not gonna fit their audience, they're gonna try and change it regardless.
right,
I mean, if
absolutely.
if you like my word, then why you changing it?
Yeah, I have a point there.
Clearer so that my audience can understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, you have a YouTube channel as well, correct?
Yes, I have a YouTube channel called Chyna Monet, which is my name. And I have two series on that channel called The Black African Experience, aka The Bay. And that's where I am showing different ways how women can like embrace themselves, how they can find their passion, which we did for the first season. Second season, we'll work on like health wise, become like the confident physically. Now that we have worked on like what's our passion, what we had to do our calling, now we're gonna work on like how we can make ourselves confident, like eating healthier and like just working out because I mean we've been in COVID like for a year and most people have gained weight and I'm sure most people is ready to go to a beach or something and that 15 pounds is not helping them.
Right,
And then in the second series, what I've been doing between the Black African Experience is like off the air episodes where I talk to different people in different industries and I how it affects like the Black community, what they have noticed themselves in that field of line work as a person of color. One episode we talked about how women and men of color can like entrepreneurs can work together and like what the expectations or what the opposite gender should expect when it comes to working with our group of people, but different opposite. I feel like most males think that the woman is supposed to be quiet.
right, yeah,
I'm like most women of color been struggling and had been in the front line to fight. So you can't make us now in modern day try to have us sit down now. Like we can't sit down. We've been growing up to like take over because y'all need help.
very true.
I'm
Definitely.
not a bad thing. Like men always say that they worry about how they have to take the lead all the time, the women that help her. But then when the women want to get up, they help you. Now you tell them you're too powerful. You gotta sit down.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta keep on.
Exactly, 100% right there. So what, sorry, what has been your biggest accomplishment thus far? I don't think I asked you that yet today.
No, I don't think so either.
Okay, all right, what is your biggest accomplishment, thus far?
I guess I would say when I start actually making money on Instagram.
When you saw it, sorry?
The beginning of the year.
Okay, I'm
Probably.
sorry, I couldn't, sorry, the computer, lagged, so I couldn't hear what you said. Can you repeat what you said the first time?
Oh, I said that when I started making money on Instagram.
Started making money on Instagram. And how did that come about for you? How did you how did you monetize your Instagram?
Well, as I had grew my followers to thousands, and I started doing like sponsorships with
Oh,
companies, at first I had to I did discount, like they gave me a discount code to get
Uh-huh.
their and then they featured me. Then it moved on to I just had to pay for shipping and they'll
Mhm.
give it free.
Okay.
It grew into, oh, I gave you an item for free and you don't have to pay nothing. They would just send it to me and they had me sponsor them. And then eventually it became, I'll give you the product for free and we'll pay you for featuring it on the page. So
Okay.
so I'm like, that's good. So that I can tell. So now that I know that I'm making money I can make money on Instagram or I can make it money on YouTube eventually to get monetized.
Mhm.
And on, so I actually have my own products and fast forward to all social media being monetized.
Okay. See, that's what's up. I'm trying to do that as well. That's why I'm starting this YouTube channel for the Black Excellence Club. Just so also, because I feel like on Instagram, you're kind of limited in the aspect of some things you want to do. Well, that I want to do, I should say. So that's why I'm trying to start this YouTube channel. So therefore I can broaden the spectrum of what I'm doing on my Instagram page. So I'm trying to just basically take people from Instagram to my YouTube channel, from my people who have come across the YouTube channel to my Instagram page and go from there as well. So I'm just trying to just create something for our community to look at, because I feel like there aren't that many platforms. Well, there probably are now, but from what I have seen, for what I've come across, there aren't that many options highlighting Black excellence anywhere really. Whether like you're just starting out or you've been in the game for like 10 plus years, a lot of people have knowledge that they're willing to share, but you never know. Sometimes you just don't speak to them. So I'm trying to create a platform for people younger than me, people older than me, whoever, just to get some information on how they can be better and do better for themselves.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, there was a quote by Michael Jackson where he was saying like people always ask him like why he don't help the Black community, and but then they see him helping one person, and he be like, because they asked me to help them in that area. They came to him personally. It was like, help me in this area. I want to know how to grow. They didn't just expect him to come out like, oh, but I know my Black community need help. Let me just go out there. No, he's like, come to me. Then
Right.
I know it's. And
Hmm.
I think people should realize that it got to be a give and take. Like some people will come to the community and just freely give out the information because they know people have a hard time asking. But other people are like, if you're really serious, especially if they already busy, no, come to me because then I know you're really serious about this. You're not going to like be asked to waste my time when I can have use that knowledge to somebody who is ready right now, not 10 years.
Absolutely right. Um, what, how has starting a business and a brand affected your family life and or your social life?
Yeah, I would say it affected. I guess like my family, because they see me, I'm getting busier. Like we've been in this pandemic, and like I mean, the first couple of weeks that I didn't know what was happening, like came back from overseas in Spain after like everything shut down. I had to come back before we ran out of planes.
Hmm.
So after that, and I did my classes to become certified to teach English. Um, in America, well, in English language countries and native English countries and foreign language
Okay.
places. I decided to like start doing my YouTube channel, and then they saw me getting busier, especially now they have doing collaborations. Like it seems like every weekend I'm doing
Right.
another, and they're like, "Well, who are you working with now?" I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go to a meeting," and they're like, "A meeting? I mean, with who?" I'm like, "With business. It's about business," and they're like, okay." But then like people in my family outside of out my household seem like she always doing something like they ain't like kind of believe me, but I'm like I always like if I say I want something, I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't let nobody stop me. Like they like, oh, you can't wear this clothes. Well, fine. I'm just not gonna wear it in front of you. I'm gonna wear the clothes tomorrow with my friends because they don't care what I'm wearing.
All right.
And
That's
then like that. So I think it just affected because like now that I'm like moving closer to like getting to the goal and getting a high position. From I don't know, none of my friends making money on social media personally. Like my friends I'm meeting now, they are making money in
Mhm.
their craft, but the people I was before have not. So it's like, and I'm like, sometimes some people take it the wrong way. Like I might say good things happen to me, and they're looking like, oh, good things happen to you, or think you bragging, or think you trying to show off. It's like, no, I'm just having a good day. I'm just sharing what happened.
Right.
Like I'm you don't have no good news to share, but like I also always believe this stuff gonna happen because I'm thinking tomorrow's a new day, new possibilities. So I'm gonna believe something good gonna happen. If you change your thinking, things will happen to you.
You're absolutely right. Definitely. What's next for you and your brand?
Legalizing the brand because don't need. I worked so hard to like own his name,
Mm-hmm.
create the label. I don't need nobody taking what I started, and they
So,
they don't even have the real passion as I am and why I have created the logo and the name for the company.
right. So that would that be going by creating an LLC for your company?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you started that yet? Started to do the paperwork for it?
No, I haven't did the paperwork yet because like I'm trying to find the right like site to actually get that done because I have been to allow a website to say, oh, you can do it this way, you can do it this way. And then, oh, sorry.
No, 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 go ahead.
So I haven't found the exact paperwork.
Okay. I spoke to this guy yesterday, and the same thing happened. I had to redo his interview. He told me, like, he has multiple companies, and he told me, the name of the website that he does it through. When I talk to, I'll be talking to him later this afternoon. So I'll get that website for you and I'll send it to you and see if that maybe that's one that you've come across. And he's based in Florida, I think, so I'm not sure if it's gonna be the same for you or not,
Yeah,
but I'll definitely share that information with you.
yeah, I would like the information, and yeah, it would definitely still be the same.
Okay, all right. Um, do you have any advice for, let's see, how should I put it? What would you say to yourself if you were 18 years old and you're looking to do what you're doing now? What would be your advice to yourself then? I think I worded that right. Do you understand the question?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll say if you can imagine, it's possible for you to do it.
Okay, that's simple but very clear. I like that.
Yes, a lot of people like think like their imagination is too big, but like no, if you've been given that vision, that means you personally can find a way to get it done.
Mhm.
When people say, "Oh, but I like sports and I like ballet. How can I make it work?" Obviously, there's a way for you to make it work.
Mhm.
You have that vision. No one else had that vision. You had that vision, so obviously, it's possible to combine both things together.
Very good. And then last question, what would you say to your future self 5 years from now?
Mm, Rest. You work hard. Taking a break.
That's a good one. Because no, when you really think about it, because right now you're working day and night, and you're probably gonna do it for the next 5 years anyway. And then, yeah, in 5 years' time, that's a good time to say rest. Pay someone else to do what you've been doing, do all the legwork, I would say, and then just go forth. Like, yeah, that's good. That's good. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I have a question for you. So, what I'm repeating the question since we were doing the video.
It's okay, good. I don't have any more questions. You're good.
Um, So what like make you want to create this platform? Like what in your life made you create this platform to like create a platform for like, other creatives or people in the Black community or people of color to like share their passions and like their career paths?
For me, I would say growing up on a small island, there's only so much you can do in a sense of creativity, or if you feel like you can think outside the box, there's so many people telling you, oh no, you need to lower your standards, it's not gonna do so great because we're only on a small island. Our population is like 65,000 people or something like that. It's not that big, right? And from what I have seen for my island, there's only one platform. It's called, shoot, what is it called? It's called Burmese. So it all started with someone taking, it was some video that happened, I want to say about 5 or 6 years ago, and it was funny for us, but it wasn't funny for the tourists that it happened to. We rent these things called bikes, mopeds, some people call it, and basically they took that video and they made it a little more funnier than the video was, and it just blew up on the island. So now they started doing stuff like that, but now they do more stuff. They do interviews with local designers, artists, and different things like that. And that's the only person on the island that pretty much does that. And I'm like, okay, so they're doing it for the island. Let me do that for the world. You know what I mean? So my goal was to start locally, but everyone, it's got excuse why they can't do an interview, why they can't do something. So here you are. You're my first person that I'm speaking to, and but yeah, my goal is still to get my people, like my Bermudians, on here as well. But for right now, if that means I have to start with Americans, so be it. As long as I'm starting, I'm not gonna sit around and wait for them, because at the end of the day, I'll just be pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. So the main reason I started this was to be that person that I did not have 10 years ago, if that makes sense. Something that wasn't there 10 years ago, promoting Black businesses, not even businesses, just Black people. If you're an artist, promote your art on my channel, you know what I mean? And just simple things like that. That's the main reason I started this.
That's amazing. It's so many people that bypass all the creativity that people of color have. I'm like, well, we started it. Like started it. So I don't know why you're surprised that you see all this greatness. Like you don't pay attention to it.
Very true, very true. I feel like it just gets brushed to the side too easily, and that needs to change.
Yeah, if it's not entertaining or like the typical entertainment, then it's like, we don't want that. Like, give me the drama, give me the fight, like, or give me something that like only one population of people of color do. I'm like, well, everybody don't do that. Especially we don't do that all the time.
You're right. Any other questions?
No, I think that was my biggest question. But thank you for like having me feature on your show. I got thought of. I didn't know the other one was actually the interview. I thought it was just like I was getting to know each other before the recording.
Definitely, definitely.
Like well ready. I was like, okay.
All right. Thank you again for booking out some time in your day to sit and talk with me. I really appreciate it. And if you can, just what's the word? Just say what your Instagram at is and your YouTube channel name, and then I'll just make sure I drop that on the video once I post it.
Okay, I could do that.
Yeah, go ahead. And then that would be it.
Okay, thank you. I guess you want to push stop the recording button first.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Turn the recording button on so that I don't cancel the call and you didn't get to push first.
All right. Mm.